Hello, Evoker.
I'm Karanya, Master Wizard, and far too important to be talking to you. So go about your business, please.
Karanya.
The Mages Guild runs.
Did the guy leave here? He did.
Goodbye.
You're about Vatican, are you? It's a damn shame. I haven't been giving the project the attention it deserves. The last report I received from Skalil indicated there was some sort of problem, a blocked passage or something that they couldn't get past. I'd investigate it further, but I'm needed here with the council. Ramanis says you've got a good head on your shoulders. Look into it for me, will you? You can find Skalil at the site. Access is restricted, so you'll need this key.
Tell me about Skalil.
She's the mage heading up the on-site research. She can tell you more about whatever it is that's impeding their progress.
Vahtasen or Vahtaken.
It's an alien ruin southwest of Chedenhall. We suspect that there are some interesting things inside, so a research project was established. Skalil is there now, working on investigating the ruins. You know, of course, the Imperial Palace is Ayleid. White Gold Tower, they called it back in the Middle Merethic, when the Aldmeri ruled Tamriel. I eagerly await your return. Hello, Evoker.
Go to Ayleid Ruin, solve all their problems. Vahtasen. Okay, doesn't look like an Ayleid Ruin. Should be a road leading south, more or less. Goes very close to where we need to be. We'll follow that. There's some sort of a settlement here. Harlan's Watch.
Hello. What's new with you?
How are you? What can I do for you?
What is this place?
You can't be too careful out in the wilderness. Almost any creature you find is liable to give you a disease. Take...
Yes. Hey. You too. What can I do for you? I ran across a ghost once. Seemed to suck the energy right out of me.
Go ahead, please. Farewell.
What's new with you?
Just 3 families living outside the city.
And most non-Argonians.
Be 2 caves here. I hope there's actually someone alive here and it's not a situation where the necromancers have killed everything again. I mean, I understand that the necromancer thing is the main thing we're gonna have to deal with, but I still don't want everything to be tied to the necromancers. At least not directly.
You have business here? Don't tell me Jarl sent you.
Yes.
Erlov sent you, did he? Figures. He can't be bothered to come check on his own project, so he sends someone who knows nothing about it. And this is supposed to help? No offense to you, friend. It's not your fault. And perhaps you can help. If you can figure out how to use the pillar, I'd be thrilled. You're welcome to try your hand at it.
Tell me about this pillar.
That's what we're calling it, only because we don't know what it really is, or was. It's magical, we know that much. Enchanted somehow. We think it's a lock of some sort, but haven't been able to figure out how it works. All I can say for sure is that it reacts to magic, badly most of the time. Several mages were hurt attempting to cast spells at it. It's at the bottom of the ruins, if you wish to try your luck. Be careful, though. It could be quite hazardous to your health. Best to play it safe. No complex magic. Stick to basic spells with single effects. It's not worth taking unnecessary risks. It's connected to the rest of the chamber. We know that much. We just don't know how it works. I've given up trying to figure it out. It's just beyond us. Why Denel stays down there, I have no idea. He's just asking to get killed. All that stuff about having to set trolls on fire is a bunch of hooey. They don't like fire, but a good sword will cut them up fine.
And tell me about this place.
This place has been nothing but trouble as far as I'm concerned. Since we disposed of the creatures that had taken up residence here, it's been nothing but a fight to figure out how the place works. The pillar has had us stumped for more than a week now, not to mention the injuries it's caused. What a waste of my talents.
Well, we've had experience with these pillars before when we joined the Mages Guild. Zap it with lightning was the trick then. So I guess what she's really saying that whatever you try, don't try anything that has two different effects, because then it won't work. Has to be a pure effect of some sort. It's likely at least some sort of a clue.
Sent you in to try your hand at the thing, have they?
Yeah.
I don't know how much Skalil told you. We know that it reacts to magic, but every time we've tried, the thing shocks whomever cast the spell. It hasn't been fatal for anyone yet, but we stopped trying after the first few attempts. I can tell you, it really hurts. The only thing we haven't figured out is the markings. You see them on the walls? They must relate to the pillar, but I don't know how. If we had some sort of reference, something to compare them to, we might be able to decipher them, but we lack anything like that. Skalil might have a book that would be useful, but she's been skulking over the way Erlov's been treating her. Perhaps you could ask her for it. I don't know what else to say. Until we have some sort of reference for understanding these symbols, we'll never figure this thing out.
What would be a reference?
I don't know. Anything that might help explain these inscriptions in the ruins. They're like nothing we've seen to date.
So
You
they're
two,
nothing like you've seen before, then how could the previous work really work as a reference? Okay, one of these spells is likely what you need to cast on it, so let's not touch those. And it'll open out from a staircase, I can see that. Av Molak Anuamis. Of Mafre Nagaya. So we need 4 spells at least. We're also missing a crystal. Magica Loria or Ioria. Magica Sila. We could probably make some deductions. Magica requires probably Magica thing or that. Avmolak Aniamis. I don't know, one of them is probably fire, but there's no point trying to play a guessing game with this.
If there's anything about Vatican you need explained, let me know. I'll help if I can.
Aelid reference.
I don't know why Dental is even trying. This is doomed to fail. But fine. If he wants it, he can have it. It's just one more thing I'll get blamed for in the end. What a...
Aelid inscriptions and their translations by Raylis Anine. Following inscriptions were painstakingly transcribed and interpreted over many long years and are preserved here for all time. Avmolak Aniamis Avlata Magica. From fire, life. From light, magic. So, fire. Vara Agea Ruso Karan. Wear lore as your armor. Agea Haelia ne Joran Emero Laloria. Wisdom learned by pain is a reliable guide in dark times. Literally, terrible wisdom never betrayed the lore masters. No Aldmeris Mafmeldi Admia Orane Gandra. The Predia of Relays, ye Relays, ye Varlays. Our exiled elven ancestors heard the welcoming gifts of peace in the streams and breach trees and stars. Mathmeldi means literally from home-driven. Suna ye Sunabe, bless and blessed be. Wagalas Agea, Gravia Yegoria, Latia Malari of Malatu. In the caverns of lore, ugly and obscure, shines the gold of truth. Vabria Frenza Sabele Sabaune Amaraldain Aldemeris Adonai. The foaming wave, so thunderous, so mighty, heralds the lordly elves.
waste of my talents.
There's another passage. And it's worthless. Okay, we have our reference. We will likely need the scrolls to be able to do this. I don't have all the spells necessary, so I'm just gonna take all of them. That does mean we have one shot at this, so this has to work. Right, there's gonna be fire, 45 magic up, damage magic up. Not sure what the fourth one's gonna be.
Beak, what can I do for you? You got the book, eh? Well, good for you. I've given up trying to deal with her for now. I'll tell you what. I'll take the book, and then if you can read me the inscriptions, I'll see if I can find the translations for them. Okay, what do you need translated?
Avmolak Anyamis.
According to this, it translates to from fire, life. Fire it is then. Anything else?
Mafre Nagaya.
Mafre seems to translate to frost, so a spell with frost damage should work for it. Anything else?
Then they do Magica. Magica Sila.
It means Magica shines. And taken in context with the other inscription about Magica darkening, perhaps there's an alternate translation. If we assume it means Magica waxes, then a spell increasing Magica might be what we need. Something that fortifies it, perhaps. It means Magica darkens. Considering the other inscription, it could be translated to mean Magica wanes, along with Magica waxes. Perhaps a spell that damages Magica is what you're looking for. Oh, now that I have the book, I can try and translate what's on the wall. This is kind of exciting.
Fire, cold, damage Magica, buff Magica. This would be fire. Something we don't need anything special. Thing happened. Maybe we need a targeted spell. Right. Attack that. Means we need a frost spell. Fortify magic. So the order is wrong. And we can only do it once, so I'm loading. It has to be damage Magica then. I've solved the puzzle of the pillar, opening up more of the ruins of Vachtesen. Strength and endurance has been drained. Elden Shop. Coughing. Elven's short sword. Bro, I'm taking a little bit of damage too. Barely noticeable though. I'm using magic to kill these because really the physical combat requires me to take physical attacks, otherwise I can't develop my skills, I'm just taking damage. So I could try to beat their asses with bare fists, but not exactly gonna work on spirits, is it? That's a strap. Looks like it's going to drop down rather than go up. The platform will just drop. And there'll be spikes waiting for us. There's hostiles behind that door. Ooh. They're just gonna be spirits. Right, spikes from ceiling.
Oh!
Still wondering what is so interesting here for the Magus Guild. Silence and some cold damage. Silence would be a great way to really try to kill a caster, because it prevents them from healing. There's some sort of an item up there. The outside some sort of a statue or a barlow stone. I'm not sure what it could be. Still, it would be somewhat odd for the Magus Guild to have something like that. I mean, I'm sure it's interesting for them, but it's just interesting. It's not. How does it relate to the overall plot line? Maybe it doesn't. That's always an option. Path up. Suspicious, considering there was no other option to go down from the upper level. Right. So you can raise this somehow. Multiple switches, maybe. Yeah, that's a lot of leeches. Ancient Elven Helm. I found an object deep within Bachtas, then I should take it to Skalil. Yeah, this seems like a serious business type of item. Nether leeches. Hello, Nether leech. Staff of Fire, it's an okay staff. Okay, from the looks of it, it's not that bad. At least 3 Nether leeches, that's somewhat worrisome. That's a summoned creature, probably. Yeah. Ah! More summoned creatures. Endurance is being drained. Massive amount of spell absorption. It's hard to get any damage through them. Ice Storm. It's a nice one. Surely you had a staff too. Right, spell reflection, spell absorption are our biggest obstacles. Luckily the Nether leeches aren't that durable on their own, so we can still use physical combat to kick their ass. But it's not a trivial matter. Also, what exactly was the helm? Ancient Elven helm. No value, no weight. It is something we probably don't want to put on our heads. If it was just found here without the defenses, then yeah, but it seems like I'm asking for trouble if I put it on. Better keep things simple. The spell will just get reflected back. Helmet of Enlightenment, 45 Magica, 20 points. Back at the beginning, right. There's still the alternative path. It's probably a dead end. It's also probably worth checking out. cast anything. And hit it. Ebony boots. I'll take them. Put them in storage. I might have use for it later. Another pair of ebony boots. Okay. When did this open up?
What do you want? Be seeing you.
Oh, I thought she was dead.
What's that you have there? That looks important, whatever it is. I think you've really found something. You'd best get that to Erlav back at the Imperial City as soon as possible. He'll want the mages there to examine it more closely. What a waste of my talents.
Endurance 5. Luck, and it doesn't really matter what we take here. We get strength because we are sort of upping strength abilities. Huh? Right, it's not necessarily great, but gotta take something. I'll buy marksmanship next. Well, if we do thievery job, the stealth will probably increase on its own naturally. Yeah, I don't know. I would like more athletics and more acrobatics. Don't know where to get trainers. I would gladly pay for them at this point. The speed is just so useful. So convenient. Suppose you just need to keep your ears open. When there's a mention of such a trainer, you need to go for it, no matter where he is. Right, I'll go for speed and something else. I don't really care what something else is. So I like a big increase in speed. Oh, I'll just wait until daytime. It's only a couple of hours away.
What's this? Some sort of alien artifact? Well, well, Romanus was right in sending you out there. Good work. I'll be sure and put in a good word for you.
I have a feeling we haven't heard the last of that helmet.
Good work getting that straightened out. I'm glad someone finally came along that was able to make progress with it. Archmage Traven is the first. Take care.
Now what? Archery trainer was a hunter. There's usually someone like that in every city. I doubt they all teach archery.
What is it?
How are you? Good work at Vatican. Jorol is quite pleased with the information now coming in about the site. There is another predicament, which I believe you can also help resolve, if you feel ready for it.
What is it?
Excellent. You have become most reliable, and I assure you that the Council appreciates it. Now, to the matter at hand. In order to deal with the apparent growing problem of necromancers in Cyrodiil, the Council needs as much information as possible. The Mystic Archives have been consulted with minimal success. Guild members are investigating other avenues, but I believe more can be learned here.
What do you mean?
What little we know makes no sense in a larger context. For example, why was Falcar, who we know now to be part of this cult of necromancers, in possession of black soul gems? The Archmage has other reports of these gems being associated with necromancers, but we do not know why. We don't even know what they do. We have overlooked these questions because we are so focused on rooting out the necromancers as quickly as possible.
So what do I need to do?
I'd like you to speak with Tarmina at the Mystic Archives. She is our specialist on Magica Arcana and has been helping gather information. I believe we have been asking her the wrong questions, taxing her too much with vague attempts to make sense of all that we know. Speak with her specifically about these black soul gems, if she knows anything about their powers or creation. An insight into their origins may lead us to those who are responsible for them. I don't know what
Tell me about Tarmina.
her expertise in arcane knowledge and lore could be invaluable to us if we can make proper use of it. She can likely be found in the archives now, poring through materials on necromancy. She stops only to sleep at the Archmage's request. Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all Tamriel.
60-second invisibility would require illusion of 75. I would need something much less than that. 30 seconds would be good already. Because you have to go through doors quite often. So 60 seconds is unlikely to last 60 seconds anyway.
Report back
Hello
as soon
there.
as you can. Do you have...
Black soul gems should be... Well, we know more or less what they are. They're for trapping certain type of spirits that are non-monster spirits, so or souls, so humans, things like that. But it still doesn't answer the question what they're used for by the necromancers.
Look, if you're here for information, I'm afraid you'll have to find it on your own. I'm swamped right now, up to my ears in necromancy. Not practicing it, mind you. Wouldn't want anyone to think I was involved in that sort of thing. I simply meant researching it.
I was sent to see you.
Oh, of course you were. No doubt the Council is trying to get you to bother me further. I ran Karanya out of here just a short while ago and told them to leave me alone. I keep telling them I can't produce results if I'm not given any time. I'm not used to working under conditions like this.
I'm here to help.
Help? No offense, but I don't see how you can do that. Unless you'd like to take some of this work off my shoulders, I'm beyond helping. But I do appreciate the sentiment. If there's anything specific you need, that may be more reasonable than just asking me about necromancers.
Tell me about black soul gems.
Now that is a bit more specific. Finally, something I can respond to. Let me think for a moment. Ah, yes, there's one obscure text that references these gems. I believe it's still around here someplace, unless Falkar never returned it. The name of the book is Necromancer's Moon. I'm unclear on the origins of the text, but it does involve these gems you're interested in. I'm afraid you'll have to find it yourself. I'm so out of sorts with all these requests, I've lost track of most everything. It's very distressing. Too big for me. Loud, dirty, clowns, fools, brutes, and thieves everywhere. I want to throw my gold away. I just dump it in Lake Rumara, save time. The Mystic Archives have a large collection of books. Look around, and you may learn a thing or two. Why all the fuss now? I thought it would have died down by now, what with the ban on the practice of necromancy and the guild being in place for as long as it has. And yet, suddenly everyone shows up on my doorstep, needing information immediately. Never mind that I might have things on my own to work on. Things in the guild have been different since...
Okay, Necromancer's Moon. Heavy armor increase.
Honored one.
Map marker. Cleansing of the Vein. This is the only surviving fragment of the chronicle of this First Era sect of the Alessian Order. It seems to have been kept at their great monastic complex at Lake Canalus, which was raised during the War of the Righteousness, and its archives destroyed or dispersed. Note also that Alessian scribes of this time customarily dated events from the apotheosis of Alessia. Here is recorded the events of the year 127 of the Blessed Alessia. In this year was the day darkened over all lands, and the sun was all as it were maser but 3 days old, and the stars about him at midday. This was on the 5th of the first seed. All who saw it were dismayed, and said that a great event should come hereafter. So it did, for that same year issued forth a great concourse of devils from the ancient elvish temple Malada. Such had not been seen since the days of King Belharza. These devils greatly afflicted the land, such that no man could plough or reap or seed, and the people appealed to the brothers of Maruk for succor. And then Abbot Cosmas gathered all the brothers and led them to Malada, also known as the High Fane in the Elvish tongue, and came against it with holy fire, and the foul demons were destroyed, and many devilish relics and books found therein were burned, and the land had peace for many years. We got a sight from that. There's so many though that it's impossible to see where the hell it was. Yeah, Malada. Got lucky there. Manny Marco, King of Worms. Alchemy increase.
Oh, hello. Yes, I'm Boderi Ferrano, Mage's Guild. You want advanced training in mysticism? I think I can fit you in. Other arcane trainers in the city? Just one, Dovin Aaron, in the Market District. Basic instructor in alteration. Half of the council. Take care.
Knights of the Nine.
Oh, hello.
Song of the Pelinal version 2. I think we had all these books except 2, so I'll take this. It's irrelevant now, it was tied to the night quest line. Since I've taken the books, I'm not sure if I want to literally read them out loud, but I'd like to take a look at their contents. They all seem to deal with the same events. Different versions of it. Spirit of the Daedra. Death, Defeat and Fear, Clan Bond, Oath Bond, How We Think About Man. Conjuration.
Hello.
Okay, is there a still upper level? No. It's on the lower level, somewhere here. Yep.
Good morning.
It's also in the open because it's a green marker. Probably. Gotta look through all these display cases. Right, Necromancer's Moon. Brothers and sisters of the worm, despair not at the trials we now face, for our time comes swiftly. God of Worms watches over our order and will deliver us from these troubled times on the day of reckoning. Until then, perform his works in secret, serve his needs, and look to the skies for his signs. The Revenant, the Necromancer's Moon, watches over us all. His form, ascended to godhood, has taken its rightful place in the sky and hides the enemy RK from us so that we may serve him. Watch for the signs. When the heavenly light descends from above, hasten to his altars and make your offering, so that he may bless you with but a taste of his true power. Grand soul gems offered to him will be darkened, and can be used to trap the souls of the unwitting, a feat even the great Nagasta would marvel at. Stay faithful to the Order of the Black Worm, and in time your loyalty will be rewarded. Soon he will return to set the world right in due time, and those who would stand in his way will suffer eternally at his hands, just as those who stood opposed before. Until that day, you must believe and be patient. Hide in your caves and in your ruined forts and in your secret lairs. Raise your minions, summon your servants, cast your spells. Answer the call of the Order when you are needed. Watch and listen. Okay, do I need to do anything else with this? I found the book Necromancer's Moon and should take it to Ramirez Polis after consulting with Carmina. Where the hell did she go?
Good.
Come back in? No. He's at the Archmage Lobby. Or is that the...
A pleasure to speak with you. A most interesting text, is it not? We are fortunate that at least one necromancer took the time to record the information. I am unfamiliar with the shade of the revenant described within the book, but I was never one to dabble in the more, shall we say, amoral arts. You may take that with you for now, if you wish. The council may have use for it. Please ask them to return it quickly, as I may need it again. You too.
Hello there.
Please, go ahead. Has Tarmina been of use in gathering information about the necromancers?
Yes.
Excellent work. I believe this will be of use to the Council. I shall make sure they're made aware of its contents. I've never heard of this Shade of the Revenant. Some sort of celestial phenomenon? If that's correct, then Bothil would most likely know something about it, as the caretaker of the orrery. She should be on university grounds. A most fascinating contraption. Bothil is one of the few who understands how it worked and kept it running. Bye.
Hello there. Is there something I can do for you?
Shade of the Revenant.
Revenant, you say? And it represents something in the heavens? It sounds familiar. Let me think. Ah, yes, now I remember. Falcar was here some time ago asking about just such a thing. Said it was for research. He had a large sheaf of notes with him about it. I'm afraid I didn't have any more advice for him than I do for you. With the Ori in such a state of disrepair, I have no point of reference.
I fixed it for you.
Falcar did leave this behind. I think it fell from his notes as he left. I didn't pay it much attention, but perhaps it will be of use to you. Some say that Traven... I've heard things, to be sure, but I don't really know anything about them. Is it true that some of our guildmates were killed? Oh, how horrible!
And we got a note, but I didn't notice what the note was called. Falcar something, maybe? I have no idea what the hell he dropped. Isn't it either? What the hell is it? Primary site: the Dark Fissure, Fort Isterius, Fort Linchal, Wendelbeck. Altars have been raised, anchorites have been called. Watch the skies. Once a week, His grace shines down on us. That's it.
Goodbye.
A pleasure to speak with you. So, Falcar expressed interest in this revenant as well, and left this note behind, did he? Perhaps we should look into it for more clues. This lists several locations. The first is the Dark Fissure, which I recognize. It's a cave in the mountains, south of Cheydinhal. If there is indeed an altar there, as the note suggests, I believe this cave is directly related to the contents of the book. Go to the Dark Fissure the next time this shade occurs. Search for any connection to what we've learned and report back. Please, be careful. Anything you find is of no use to us if you do not survive. I believe we are dealing with powerful forces here. Do not put yourself in harm's way if it can be avoided. Be careful.
So it happens once a week. That's at least something useful. So we can just visit it every day, see if there's something new pops up. Master's Might.
How about mixing up some potions?
Going to dump something. Have some unnecessary potions, I guess. Ebony boots, right. And a lot of staffs. Sell those. Okay. Fair enough. I'll handle that. I'll sell the staffs in Rindir staves. Or staffs. Take a good look what he has to offer at this point. Hasn't had anything particularly good ever, really. But it's been a long time since I've last visited him. He has the one stat that he always has.
You're in Rin. What can I interest you in?
Apotheosis. 100 points of elemental damage. 40 points on target, that's not bad. And you can buy 3 of them. Not that expensive either.
An excellent bar. Tell your friends about me. You too.
Right, I'm going to cheat and take a look where the athletics trainer is. Has to be somewhat good trainer too. So we'll visit that one, then head for the Dark Fissure.